Well, I'm in the middle of working on my Christmas videos for my American Flyer accessories, and I was waiting for a Portlines order to arrive, and that has arrived in the mail along with a bunch of other train boxes have made their way to my basement. So I figured let's unbox my Portlines box in a minute here, and I'll show you what else I've been finding here and there too. So let's get started because I have a lot to go through. I've got 6 boxes today, and there are more besides that won't even be seen today. Let's start with this box right here. This is not American Flyer. This is the L brand. As you can see, this is 3-rail, O-scale 27 Lionel train set. A friend of mine had it and of course don't use it anymore, and it's just sitting collecting dust in their house and want a nice home for it to go to. So this box has the transformer, track, coal car, and rolling stock, and also has the purchase slip, warranty service. It is partly filled out. Of course, there's no personal information on this part. The train set, though, we can see was the Wabash Cannonball, item number 6-1081. Dealer was Kopp's. Kopp's was a food store way back in the day, and I remember going there when I was young and growing up. This was purchased on 12 of 1971, or 12/19 of 71. So that's kind of a neat piece of history. It's kind of fun to see that preserved. Now the engine is also in came with this, but it's in a different box. We'll get to that in a little bit. I'm going to make room here on the counter. Well, let's do this one next because this is kind of an independent one. This one somehow already got opened up, but I can assure you it didn't ship that way to me. So you might be able to see what's coming up already. These are pre-war rolling stock for my 3-rail pre-war American Flyer. This is the number 478 boxcar. I always like the white and red and the tin plate sides. Unfortunately, this one's pretty rusty. The trucks are starting to corrode and pretty heavily rusted, so I will have to spend a little time cleaning that up before it's usable. This one is the American Flyer 476, I think. Yes. Gondola. This one is equally rusty and is shedding paint. So this one looks like I should be able to separate the top and the bottom from the frame from the sides, and I should be able to repaint this frame here. Well, it's riveted in place, but I think I can get these rivets replaced no problem, so I'm probably going to pop those off and then repaint the frame on this one. It's shedding paint all over the place. And lastly, we have the 484 caboose, equally rusty, but the paint on the caboose is in good shape. This one has white painted ends, and yeah, the trucks are quite rusted. So actually the wheels are okay, but the couplers are corroded and rusted. So I'd been looking for a set of rolling stock to go with my Prewar Atlantic locomotive, and I'm still keeping my eyes peeled for a yellow tank car that would match these. Moving along, let's dig into the Reebok box here. This is smaller and a little later, I think. So we have a, let's see, in what appears to be original boxes. I'm going to be testing this later, probably not today. This is a Bachmann locomotive and appears to be in very good to excellent condition. I'm not even sure if this has been run. Could be, but the paint is still shiny. It's not worn down. It's not even dusty. So I'll have to make sure that the gears are not split in this one. This is the Bachmann Powerhouse stuff. This is an action rolling stock. This car has a little mechanism inside. I'm not quite sure how it works, but it's geared. Pretty neat. Pretty basic Santa Fe caboose by Bachmann. Now, I'm not sure how old this particular set is. It's the era that was made in Hong Kong. And it comes in these sort of neat cardboard boxes. I've never seen that before. It's kind of like the boxes styled when you get those like Hallmark toy trains that you'd hang on your Christmas tree or whatever. This style of packaging. But it is the actual Bachmann. So you have a Southern gondola. This coupler may have been replaced, otherwise in very good to excellent condition. And the Powerhouse 51-foot reefer. This one is sort of the neatest one of the collection. Peter Paul Powerhouse packed with peanuts. Caramel, peanuts, and fudge. So I'm not sure if this was like a novelty set that was available in the 80s or 90s. It does include the transformer that would have come with it there in the box, but no track or anything. Now you might be wondering why I acquired this set. Well, it actually came with some American Flyer stuff that I was looking for, and we'll look at that shortly. That HO set came along with it. Alright, in this box we have a MARX transformer. I believe this is late 1940s. Nice, heavy, compact, and metal. Hopefully I don't get electrocuted with that. There's some Lionel stuff in this box as well. This is a completely different set. Older than the other one I just looked at. 6032 gondola. The Baby Ruth boxcar. So this is 027 stuff. Now I actually had this boxcar once before, a different one, but it was the Baby Ruth boxcar. And this was the only car of Lionel's that I sort of actually liked. This we have here, a Lionel Lines coal car. Missing some screws. And we have MARX in this box. This is a Marlines New York Central 8-wheel tender. This one's actually in pretty good shape, not too scratched up. We have a MARX 8-wheel gondola, lithographed. This is actually kind of impressive. I was not expecting this to be that nice looking, even though it's just plain lithographed. We have a caboose, New York Central for MARX. Unfortunately, it only has one axle on it. That's kind of sad. Otherwise, it's all there. This is a Lionel 1971 8040. That's from the year 1971. And this was the era where they were starting to cheap out on things. This drive mechanism is made mostly out of plastic, has plastic gears, and has a manual reverse lever up here. It likes to lock up if I go in reverse, but I think it does run in forwards. So that is from the first Lionel set. The second Lionel set I just looked at. This is the 1130, same style locomotive. But you can see here that the difference between these two is that the top one has plastic drive gears, whereas the bottom one has all metal drive gears, and has this, the one in my right hand has a plastic frame underneath. The one in my left hand, Lionel 027, and it's all metal construction. Otherwise fairly similar locomotives. Unfortunately, the cab on this 1130 has shattered and is quite broken. Now I have two more locomotives in this box. We'll start with this one. This is a number 999 locomotive. The motor mechanism is not seized up. Now this is neat. I've never seen one of these before. How they have the front pilot truck is held on with these two metal tabs, and it can rotate and pivot like that. This is, I believe, what they call a single reduction motor. Of course, MARX has the copper slides instead of the pickup wheels. And you can see right down inside the engine here. This one appears to be in good shape. I actually have the second one, came with that exact set, or the train sets. So we have the same identical locomotive. The paint on this one is in better shape. It's not quite as scratched up. Now, I'm going to be testing all four of these locomotives at the end of this video, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. Next box. Look at this. This is my Portlines package finally arrived. As soon as I finish this video, I'm going to be using these parts to complete some other video projects. Look at that. Portlines sent a refrigerator magnet with a little bitty calendar on it. That's a nice touch, thank you. And Portlines updates and news. We have inside the Portlines packaging here. So I ordered a bunch of these. These are the frosted light bulbs as well as the 1449 bulbs. And these are the correct size for the locomotives. And then the 1447 bulbs. So just a different voltage rating. In here is a few, these are link bars for GP7 locomotives, so I can replace those. The one of them broke. As well as a few machined pieces for other locomotives as I need them. I also ordered up a set of new decals for the American Flyer GP7 and 360 and 361 Alcos because the ones I'm working on are going to be repainted. Okay, in this box we have a bunch of American Flyer items, including this American Flyer rocket launcher button control. And we have here an American Flyer 806 caboose, missing one axle. We also have an American Flyer 805 gondola. And we have most of a 969 American Flyer rocket launcher car. This one includes the rocket, but is missing an axle and the electrical pickup contact on this side. We also have in this box just a bunch of American Flyer track, an American Flyer transformer, and a Lionel transformer. This one is rated at 35 watts. Nicely constructed, very compact, but the power cord on this fellow has been completely destroyed and would be extremely dangerous if you plugged it in. So I do have replacement cords on hand for this, a Lionel transformer. This is sure nicer quality than the later plastic ones. I like this. Okay, now I'm going to take these locomotives that we looked at earlier over to my 3-rail track, test them out, and see which ones go. Some of you might have been a little disappointed that I wasn't able to get my Prewar American Flyer locomotive to fit on the tracks underneath my Christmas tree upstairs. Well, I brought my spare Christmas tree down to the layout instead, so I'm going to be running my Prewar locomotive around this tree in its place. Seems a little bit odd to me that the coal car for this locomotive is actually bigger than the locomotive itself. Let's see if number 1130 comes to life. Okay, it looks like this guy is going to need a little help before it'll run. Also, this one's missing the rear truck and drawbar. Now, I do actually have those, so this guy is a no-go for today. Let's see if the other engine can pull the train that goes with the 1130. Okay, I swapped in the number 8040 locomotive, which belongs to the 1971 set, and I'm going to pull around the cars for the 1140. I'm going to swap in the cars for the 8040 and it'll pull its correct train around. Well, it runs. Unfortunately, this engine is so lightweight that it will jump the tracks if it goes even remotely fast. Alright, I have the MARX stuff on the tracks now, and I picked out at random one of the two MARX 999 locomotives, and I'm going to test it out, see if it runs. This one runs really well despite the paint being scratched up. The headlight works good. Both cars roll nicely. The locomotive is quiet. Let's test out the very last MARX. Well, I'd say that was a success, at least for the two MARX locomotives. The MARX trains are scaled to 3/16, which means they're actually the same size as American Flyer. They're also not quite as misproportioned as some of the Lionel stuff. Actually, I'm quite impressed with the MARX. So the MARX can run alongside with my pre-war American Flyer. That's why I have the 3-rail track set up on the inside. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it interesting. If you did, please subscribe to my channel if not already, and leave a comment and a thumbs up. And stay tuned because I will be continuing, as soon as I finish this video, to work on my American Flyer accessories videos, hopefully to get as many of those working and operational before Christmas. Once Christmas comes, I'm going to be running several American Flyer trains on my Christmas tree layout upstairs, and I may be unwrapping trains for Christmas as well, so you won't want to miss that. Make sure you subscribe, as I mentioned. Until next time, thanks for watching.